This is Glenn Rice with Clearview Sewer Cams. We're located at 4937 Alatar Drive. That's A-L-A-T-A-R Drive, Woodland Hills, California, 91364. And we are performing a video sewer inspection through a 4-inch ABS cleanout located on the right-hand side of the house if you're facing the front door, just outside next to the fireplace brick area on the right-hand side of the house. And this is the right-hand side of the house here. This is our 4-inch ABS clean out here, and this is our brick fireplace here, and this runs around towards the rear of the property here. So we went ahead and zeroed out our camera monitor here, and what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and drop down and begin our video sewer inspection. It does appear to be black ABS sewer pipe, and the black ABS sewer pipe, it does appear that it transitions to what appears to be vitreous clay, and the vitreous clay does appear that it had been lined with a CIPP cured in place liner. So again, we are running a little bit of water just to help us push out and get the line nice and clear. So what we'll do is we'll just push out into our city sewer tie-in, and then once we get to our city sewer tie-in, we'll pull back and we'll take a good look at the CIPP cured in place liner. So it does appear we're dropping down. And it does appear that we do have a fairly large root intrusion in that area there. So again, we're just going to okay, we're going to pause here for a moment. It does appear that we do have a fairly large root intrusion in this area here. So what we're going to do is we're going to pause here for a moment. We're going to shut the water down and locate this area. Okay, we went ahead and attempted to push out past this point, but unfortunately we do have quite a bit of root intrusion in this area here, and as you can see, fairly large root intrusion. And as we pull back, continue to pull back, you can see a little bit of area there. It does appear that the CIPP cured in place liner had been penetrated there. You can see a little bit of the pink vitreous clay in that area. And again, that's where the root intrusion appears to start. So what we're going to do is we're going to pause here for a moment, and we're going to pull back from here. We're going to pause our video, and we're going to pull back from here, switch cameras, and I'm going to attempt to push out with the larger camera. So we're going to pause here for a moment. Okay, we went ahead and switched our camera to a larger camera. And again, so what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to attempt to run some water here and push through the fairly large root intrusion that's in this area. So again, we're just going to pause our mic here. Okay, it does appear that we were able to get past this point. What we'll do is we'll continue to push out. And again, quite a bit of root intrusions in this area. We're going to continue to push out. bit of a turn. And we tie into our city sewer tie-in. So we're going to pause here for a moment. This line is heavily root intruded. We did appear that we did transition from black ABS sewer pipe to a vitreous clay sewer pipe that had been lined with a CIPP liner. And then the CIPP liner had stopped and we transitioned back into vitreous clay. And now we're pushed all the way out into our city sewer tie-in. So we're going to pause here for a moment and locate this area. Okay, we went ahead and pushed all the way out into our city sewer tie-in. Here, as you can see, we do have the water flowing beneath us, and we are in the middle of the street. We did mark this area with an orange dot at approximately 17 feet deep. And again, we're just going to pull back slowly, and as you can see, we do have a fairly heavily root intruded line here as we pull back. As you can see, we do have quite a bit of root intrusion, and it does appear that the whole vitreous clay line is completely compacted with root intrusion. So we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And again, as we pull back, you can see that we do have, again, quite a bit of root intrusion in this vitreous clay. We're going to continue to pull back, and as we pull back, we're going to transition to a CIPP cured in place liner short section that was installed. And again, we're going to continue to pull back. Get more of the root intrusions in that joint there. You can see that we do have an offset in that joint as well. And we continue to pull back. And as we pull back, it does appear that we transition into our CIPP cured in place liner. I'm going to pause here for a moment. So again, it does appear that we transitioned back to a CIPP liner that had been installed, but that CIPP liner is also heavily root intruded as well. So again, we're going to pull back. And as we pull back, you can see this area here. It does appear that the liner possibly had been compromised in this area here, right around the 6 o'clock area. You can see that that is vitreous clay there at the bottom. So we're going to pause here for a moment. Okay, again, we're going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And again, as I mentioned, we do have quite a bit of root intrusion in the vitreous clay, in this area of the vitreous clay that had been lined with the CIPP liner. And then the vitreous CIPP liner ends, and the root intrusion continue on all the way out to the city sewer tie-in. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull back, and we're going to have the line hydrojetted and re-inspected. What we're going to do is we're going to pull back. And we pull back. This area here. And again, we pull back and we're going to pull up and out of our clean out. And that will conclude our video sewer inspection.